This channel, I have committed to not recording anything that is not public. So everything I record on this channel, I'm recording public as I do it and keeping it public. So if I want to record it unlisted, it's going to need to go on another channel. This channel is to showcase the connection of the dots that, quite frankly, are amazing and weird and defy probability, but do I understand what they mean? Nope. Hence this one. James Cameron, the reason I'm making this one, I did not know James Cameron was responsible for True Lies. And True Lies is a big part of my life. Not the movie itself, because I didn't even remember what the movie was really about. I rewatched it this year during my 2004 movies because True Lies is a movie I went to go see as a teenager at a cheap movie theater. And that night where I went to a movie with a 10 to 13 other women, girls, preteens, teens, that area, we met two different groups of guys. One became my first love, not the love of my life, as I said in the video I watched. I was like, no, not true. First love. And the other group of friend was my friend who passed away right before the birth of my daughter. And that night, going to that movie, I could see that my life would have been completely different if that one night hadn't happened. Then, well, everything was going down with the Titan and Greece and Sydney, which is way too much to get into in this one, but hey, watch the Titanic one on this channel if you want a little more of that one. True Lies. I can't. The Titanic came out when I was 17 with Leonardo DiCaprio. Kate Winslet's in that. Kate Winslet's also in the Avatar. When I was looking at The Aviator, a Leonardo DiCaprio movie from 2004, I kept saying Aviator, right? I would say Avatar because they're so similar. Aviator and Avatar, completely different movies. However, my brain kept confusing them. True Lies. Also, Bill Paxton is also in True Lies. Bill Paxton was on the Titanic in a submersible, or going down the Titanic, with James Cameron on 9/11, like 2001 9/11. The day it happened. I was in Sydney. My friend was in Greece. They were on the Titanic. Bill Paxton died from a surgery he had on February 14th, and though he died after that, a heart surgery. He came to a psychic February 14th of this year to, I believe, warn about the Titan. I mean, I don't know what else you can make that mean. So, True Lies. I had this incident happen. We're not going to get into that because that is not quite the date, right? I have a crush on this guy. Like, probably my biggest crush in my life. Well, just his birthday was a month ago today. I know his birthday, even though I haven't talked to him in close to a decade. I hung out with this man as friends in Australia, not in Sydney, on November 6th in Sydney. On November 5th, his girlfriend at the time, so while we were hanging out because of the time change difference, his girlfriend died in a scuba diving accident. I didn't find out about that till days later. That's the same date, the same anniversary as the bifold dolphin disaster that happened around scuba diving. Same date, November 5th. I hung out with Matt November 6th. I was looking in my journal, and November 6th of, I'm going to say 1999, might have been whatever year it was. I don't know what year it was. I wrote in there, I'm laying in bed with this other guy who's my friend's brother, who happened this day that was also what I was going to go into and didn't go into, where I died. My family thought I was dead. It was really my lovebird who had died. It was a whole fiasco that happened around a very specific date. But November 6th, this day, before I hung out with Matt in Australia, I watched True Lies. I wrote it in there. I'm like, what? Just weird anniversaries. The scuba diving accidents, November 5th. I was hanging out, and then November 6th, both with the people who was actually my boyfriend, and the other one just a crush, but nonetheless. I don't even know if I made any of that make sense, but nonetheless, those dates, weird. Then the James Cameron on the Titanic, the fact that he is the director, producer, whatever, I can't get them straight, of True Lies. That True Lies, which is not a great TV show, but nonetheless started a TV show this year, right? I believe it was in 2003. March 1st, 2023. March 1st was the premiere of True Lies, the TV show, which is, again, not great. Not great, but I don't like... Do I know what any of it means? No. Leonardo DiCaprio's birthday is November 11th. Other people's birthdays are November 11th. Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo da Vinci's birthday is on the anniversary of the Titanic. So many things happen on the anniversary of the Titanic. April 14th, 15th, 19th, and 20th are big dates. Big dates that things happen on. I don't know what I'm connecting together, but damn, is it weird. And like I said, we're doing it publicly on this channel. The James Cameron thing, I really like Avatar. Avatar was a movie that changed my life when I saw it. I really liked the new one when it came out, possibly because of nostalgia, and only because of nostalgia. James Cameron on the Chris Wallace talks. Who's Chris Wallace talking to? Something along those lines. Happened to air January 5th, which is the day after. It's the new part of this year when a circus was created around a woman's death. And January 5th, he was on Chris Wallace. James Cameron made True Lies, made the Titanic, and was on a submersible 9/11 with Bill Paxton, who was also, of course, in Titanic and True Lies. Kate Winslet's in Titanic and the new Avatar movie. I mean, that's not like people who work together and know they work well together, work together again, right? Especially when you're the one who decides who you're working with. But nonetheless, wow. And then him talking to Chris Wallace about the Titanic and his vision, not his vision for Titanic, but the reason he got involved in that project is this idea that they hit the iceberg, knew it was coming, couldn't turn away. And like, that's where we are right now. We're in the 1 minute before we hit the iceberg, right? In society. I think we've actually already hit the iceberg and there's ice on the deck and there people are like, la, 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 la. It's sinking. And the people on Mount Stupid are not going to save us. They're stealing the lifeboats. They're locking people in steerage class. They're not going to be here to save us. Luckily, there's so much we can do. Connect the dots, solution raising, peer coaching, and all the things. There is so much hope and possibility in the future. But also, what the hell is with all these weird signs? James Cameron? True Lies? Really? What the